How are y'all doing? Let me move this. I always move the towels off my towel rack before I go live, and I forgot to do it today. How are y'all doing? Lots of exciting things happening this week. It's been a very I keep saying, I think for like every time I go live now, I say, oh, I'm so busy. Yes, things have been busy. 2025 has been a very busy year for me. I am looking forward to the slowness of, like, usually my summers are slow. This summer was not slow for me at all, which is kind of wild. Maybe that's like adulthood. I don't know. I start school next month. Everybody else is starting now. So everybody that all my friends that I usually text are busy. Well, no, a lot of them already graduated, so they have like jobs and stuff. But the ones that are still in school are busy. What else? What else happened? Ooh, this week we have 2 sponsored posts going up. One is going up tomorrow, and then another one is going up on Wednesday. So those are super exciting. I need to like edit more content for it to like go up on my pages. I have just been like in like an editing slump, if I'm being completely honest. I have been doing everything but edit a video. Like, it is that serious right now. I did a bunch of stuff for my media club. I'm just catching you guys up while I like get my brain ready to change my bag. I did a lot of stuff for my media club. Hi, how are you? I did a lot of stuff for my media club. The book of the month voting, because we're gonna do like live book discussion sessions for September. Like, that's how I envision it. So the voting that went live today. So that's up on the Instagram stories. I'm super excited about the books that I picked too. They're very like versatile. I feel like there's a little bit for everyone. Let me know if you guys want to hear more about that. But I did that. So a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that has to go on with like running a media club that happened over the weekend. I did a lot of stuff I needed to do like on the medical side versus like schedule appointments, find doctors. A lot of stuff that I had like a to-do list to get done. I started doing it, and I like put in the appointment request for everything. So I'm happy that I at least started on those things because I was putting them off. I don't know, the idea of like going through the works of finding new doctors or different doctors for different things, especially when you don't have a direct referral, is so exhausting. And then even after you do all the work of looking for a physician, still have to wait for the office to get back to you. And then what happened to me the first time is that I really only heavily I looked down the list, saw one person that stood out, and then I only heavily looked into that person. So when they called, they're like, actually, this person isn't accepting new patients. And I'm like, well, you probably should take that down off the website. And I had no backup options. So this time I have like a list of like 3 to 5 options. So if that provider isn't taking new patients, I have a new list. I have other options to look from. So that's super boring, exciting stuff that I've been up to this week. What else is going on? Yeah, I'm not doing any more traveling, thank goodness, until next month, like the middle of next month. So, of course, you guys will go along with me when I do all of those things. Some exciting stuff I'm planning for World Ostomy Day, I believe. Yes, World Ostomy Day. Or the Ostomy Awareness Month. I forget. Whichever one happens in October is the one that I've been planning some fun stuff for. I will probably, there's this take action thing that I want you guys to see. It's hard to like really for me to explain right now because my brain has been bogged down with so much information. But it has something to do with insurance and their right to basically make you go with the cheap. Right now, it's a little bit of like a limbo process. You can like get your, depending on the insurance that you're with, you can get your doctor to sign off on you trying different appliances. But under this new legislation that's going through, there'll be more emphasis placed on your insurance going with the cheaper option for ostomy supplies, especially if you have um, Medicaid or Medicare. And it recently came to my attention like 2 days ago. And I am working on like a video and everything to put up for it. And I'm like offering my voice to like some other businesses that will be speaking in favor of patients too. So I will drop that link on my community tab. So if you're interested in signing that petition, make sure you're following me and have my notifications turned on so that you guys can sign that and just help people out. Even if you're not an ostomate, trust. This bag that I have on right now wasn't the first bag that has like a contract with my hospital. And a big part of my like coming to accept my ostomy and eventually getting into like ostomy education and things like that was through finding an appliance that I really, really liked. So this Coloplast bag. And I can't fathom thinking that there'll be people who have an even harder time getting the supplies that they need and having that confidence because of people who don't even have these appliances, who don't even have disabilities playing in our faces. So I'm a lot more calmer than I was about it when I first saw it, to be honest. Mommy, your daughter said to look at your messages. She's texting me. Sorry, my little sister is like texting my phone right now. But yeah, that's kind of like been where my week is. If you're watching, make sure you like. I see there's a lot of people watching right now that haven't liked it. And if you guys haven't been a part of my lives before, we're prepping my pouch now. This is a new pouch. This is an old pouch. This needs to be changed. And we'll get into that process. But generally, I give you guys the same amount of attention that I feel like I'm given. And I understand everybody has different days. So maybe this is like a low energy day for you. And that's cool. That means it's going to be a low energy day for me too. So if you're watching, make sure you like the live. That's how I see that you're awake on the other end of the screen. And if you've already liked the live, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications. And share the live too, because that's super fun. But this is just a lubricating deodorant. And this just helps with making sure all the poo slides down the bag and also the smell. Which really isn't an issue, but I just like this a little bit more when I'm dumping. Because you can't really control that. But actually wearing the bag and having the poo inside the bag, I never really smell my poop unless my bag is getting old. I need to change it. So this is basically almost done prepped. We have to put on my barrier ring, and I have this phone cord in the middle of everything. So let me move it. I have been deep into like while I'm prepping this. If you guys have any questions about anything, just let me know and I'll explain. But I've been deep into like a fantasy book like binge. Don't ask me the plot of anything that I've read. I have like an issue with like literally remembering the plot. I have to like write down reviews of the books right after I read it in order to like remember what I read. But yeah, it's been super fun. There's like vampires and magic and witches. It's not the world that I'm living in, and it feels great. So if you need escape, I recommend fantasy books. Does it for me every time. And I just tuck the edges of the circle in the inside through the opening that I just cut. And if you guys caught that, this was a pre-cut barrier, but it's one of my old ones from like my previous surgeries in like 2022, 2023. So it was nowhere as big enough as I needed it to be. Also, I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but I extended the subscriber goal mainly because I feel like I could go harder when it comes to going live, and I wasn't able to do that. Life altering things happen. Let's just put it that way. Nothing like devastating, but enough to like slow a person down on this. Like, oh, not my health though. My health is the same as it's been. But I was like, okay, and I really didn't want to like pick up my phone to talk to the screen. I was just reading, like I said before. So I'm kind of getting my groove back a little bit, and I'm like ready to talk to the world again. So we're gonna extend that to the end of September. So basically, by the end of September, we're about to take off this bag. So I'm gonna give you guys the trigger warnings in a little bit. But you have until the end of September. If we hit the subscriber goal, which is 8K, then you guys will name my stoma with me. My stoma is my little piece of intestine that you guys will see in a little bit after this bag comes off. My mod isn't around tonight, so I'm gonna count on you guys before, because sometimes I can take this bag off and a lot of people will come in. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what the vibes are tonight. But if it gets crazy, I'm gonna count on you guys to keep them chill. Like, you guys got my back tonight. If you got my back, double tap the screen, and I'll feel the love. If you don't got my back, that's fine. I understand we're strangers, but a little bit of a trigger warning. So I have a piece of intestine under this. There is poo. There is, for that one person that liked, I appreciate you. Everybody else, just remember that. I'm just kidding. But 2 people, I see y'all. I appreciate the love. There will be poop. There will be red bodily fluid. I don't really say that word a lot on here, but you guys can pick out what I'm putting down. Hi. And I'm not in any pain. I'm tying my hair while I'm doing this so that I don't have to worry. My hair is getting so long and it's becoming a nuisance. Red bodily fluids. I am not in any pain. Nothing hurts. What else? That's like the main questions I get. No, I'm not in any pain. No, nothing hurts. Yes, I'm fine. This is a surgically placed wound, which means it was placed there by a surgeon. I don't really know how to dumb that down anymore. But yeah, we're gonna take it off. We're gonna clean it. I let my skin get some airtime because it has been a while since I changed my bag. I did it once over the weekend, maybe last weekend. Yeah, because it needed to be changed, and then I didn't have time to. Oh, thank you. I didn't have time to go live, so yeah. Anyways, about to take off the bag. Other than that, let me explain these 2 real quick. This is an adhesive remover wipe. It just helps remove the adhesive. This is a skin barrier wipe. This helps prep my skin for the new bag to go on. I have an extra one of these, and this is an adhesive remover spray. It basically does the same thing that this does, just in a spray format, and I like using these to take off my bags. Some people just rip them off. They're braver than me. I think that hurts. And I have hair that grows right here. They can get pretty long, especially if I don't shave it, and I just don't like the bag constantly pulling on that. So if you guys heard the trigger warnings and you're ready for me to get started, go ahead and like the screen. I'll wait. For the people that have already liked, better tell your friends to get on board so we can get this thing rolling. This is a wound cleanser spray. You don't have to use this, but I personally like using this. I feel like my skin is nice and clean when I use this. This is not my favorite brand to use, but last time I went to see my wound care nurse, she was out of the brand I loved, so this is just the backup. And this is like a standard wound cleanser spray. If you have a surgical one and you need to clean it, you'll probably get prescribed this Medline one. Let's prep some of these before I take off my bag. There's 32 of you guys in here. So let me tell you what happens when I take off my bag. I like for my like ratio to stay in a nice ratio with the amount of viewers that I have in. So it's about 40 of you guys in here, I feel like I should at least have 20 likes. If it continues to be like weird like it is now, I go into super chat only mode, where really this just means I will only answer your question if it's super chatted to me. You guys can still talk in the chat. I will not turn my chat off. You guys can still kiki haha, say, oh my goodness, I want her to answer my question. But I will only answer the questions if they're super chatted to me, if I don't like the way my ratio looks. And I will tell you guys, I'm very good at communication. I will tell you guys, hey, I need you guys to like more. I need my ratio to look better. And I do give y'all warnings before I say, okay, super chat only mode. And y'all lucky my mod is in here tonight, because they are a lot more stricter than me. But yeah, let's get into it. This is an adhesive remover spray. The newer my bag is, typically the more sprays of this I need. This bag wasn't terrible. But there is a lot of poo in here. And see, it wasn't too bad. People that have been on my other lives, they probably have seen it where it's like leaking, and I'm telling you guys like, oh, I think I have a leak. But this one wasn't too bad. But it was time for it to come off. As you can see, it's also kind of pooping a little bit. Before I get that question, no, I don't feel when I poop. No, I don't have control over when I poop. Guys, I don't like the way my ratio looks. Oop, it's pooping a lot. I knew my poop was very loose based on what was coming out of my bag. And it's currently something I'm trying to combat. Usually it just means I'm a little dehydrated. And then after I hydrate myself, if it's still loose, that's when I usually contact my doctors. Let me step back a little bit so you guys can see. If it's ever blocked by the chat, just let me know. How does farting work? I fart out of here. And I fart into the bag. Yeah, it was very loose. So I'm probably a little dehydrated if I'm being completely honest with myself. I'm just gonna hold this up a little bit so that since it's so loose, I don't want it to like drip on my clothes or on the floor. And I just hate mozzarella sticks, so it gets a little wicked when I have mozzarella sticks. Is it uncomfortable sometimes? No, because I don't have nerve endings. I'm gonna give you guys a little warning. I don't like the way my like ratio looks. For the newcomers, if I don't like the way my like ratio looks for too long, I'm going to go into super chat only mode. That means that I only answer questions that are super chatted to me. I will turn off my chat. You guys can still kiki haha ask questions, but I will only answer the ones that are super chatted to me. And the best way you guys can make sure we don't get into that, because I don't like getting into that, is to like the live. It's about 70 of you guys in here on my end and only 9 likes. Y'all see what the disconnect is? But yeah, I don't have any nerve endings. So I don't feel my actual stoma. Now after surgery, of course it's uncomfortable because you were just like cut. But my skin is a little bit irritated around it. And that's because my poop was so loose, it probably was getting in between. 11 likes. Y'all can do it a little bit better than that. I know y'all can. Very loose tonight, y'all. It's probably from the cheese. But I ordered from my favorite place that does mozzarella sticks, and oh, thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. That's kind of the whole purpose. So I appreciate that you see that. Oh, my mod is here. I told y'all that they are a lot more stricter. They run a tighter program than I do. So I gave y'all a warning. How about this? I'll give y'all until 8:52 to get my ratio how it's supposed to be. I need more likes. We gotta keep this mutually beneficial. I get on here, I answer questions, I kiki, haha, and sometimes I'm on here for over an hour. For people that have been in my lives before, sometimes we can go very long. But you guys gotta yeah, sorry, I'm really dehydrated. I'm not gonna be able to take this bag down. And see, some people, come on guys, like and subscribe. See, they're with the program. $13, okay, that's better. Y'all got one more minute. I want to tell y'all friends in the comments. What's happening? I'm changing my ostomy bag, but I'm very dehydrated right now, so the poo is very watery. And that wasn't a part of the plan. I didn't know that was gonna happen. And honestly, I don't even know if I'm really dehydrated. I did, like I said, I ate mozzarella sticks and they were homemade, so that cheese was super rich. We're going to try to put a gauze under here to help save my pad a little bit. Ooh, it's 120 of y'all in here. Only 13 likes. Y'all know what that means, right? Y'all can't say I didn't give y'all a warning. I gave y'all a fair warning. I said I like for my like ratio to look really good compared to my viewership. And right now we're not even at half. So there's about 112 of y'all just ghost watching and not interacting. And I don't like that. So I'm going to be fair. I'll give y'all 2 more minutes, 8:55. Let's get the likes up. If the likes don't go up, then I'm going to go into super chat only mode, which means I only answer questions that are super chatted to me. I won't turn off the chat. Y'all can still talk in the chat, but I won't answer questions unless it's super chatting. I'm being nice. I'm being very fair. I feel like I'm being very fair. Yeah, this poo is just running tonight. So we're probably not going to be able to keep my bag off for a long time if I'm being completely honest. Because it's going to get messy. Thank you. Some of my favorite nurses in the hospital have been traveling nurses. So that's super, super cool. Guys, the people who are just coming in, you guys have 1 more minute to get my like ratio close to my viewership ratio, or we're going to super chat only mode, which means I only answer questions that are super chatted to me. Or if I see a question I like, sometimes I may answer it. But in general, I will only answer the ones that are super chatted to me. You guys have a minute. And it's still over 100 of y'all, over 115 of y'all that are just ghost watching right now. Don't be shy, say hi. They're being stubborn tonight. They're usually not this stubborn. It's at 20. Babe, it's almost 160 people in here and it's only at 20 likes. You guys must not want to hang out with me, and that's okay. I will not overstay my welcome. This is a stoma. It's a little piece of my small intestine pulled through my abdominal wall because I no longer have a colon, rectum, or butthole. And yeah, I'm really dehydrated right now. Or it's the dairy that I ate. It could be a combination of both, to be honest. And it's really runny tonight, so I'm holding this to make sure nothing falls on myself or on the floor. I think you should terminate the live. Just saying. I told y'all my mod runs a tight ship. I told y'all that when they came in, the dynamics was gonna change. And I listened to the mods because they helped me out so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna prep my skin for my new bag to go on. I have to usually wait a couple minutes before my skin to dry. This is the last chance I'm giving y'all to get my like ratio close to my viewership. Right now it's 200. Over 200 of y'all in here and only 20 people have liked. Go ahead, like the live. Like the live. If you've already liked the live, share it. And if you've already done that, subscribe to my channel because I go live every week. Actually, I go live twice a week now because I do watch parties every Wednesday. But we're gonna prep my skin. I have Crohn's disease. That's why I have an ostomy. And that's as good of an answer as you girls are gonna get tonight. Yep, IBD, Inflammatory Bowel Disease, which is Crohn's disease is a type of inflammatory bowel disease. I was getting all tongue-tied. The only time it really burns, and I'll answer yours because you've been being so supportive tonight. It only burns if I allow poop to like leak and like sit on my skin for too long, and similar to like a baby gets a diaper rash. That's how the poop will irritate the skin. Hi. I'll tell you what, if you're somebody who did like the 26 of you guys, if you guys subscribe to my channel, I will be back probably sometime either late this week or early this week, and we can chit chat some more. In addition to that, I'm hosting 2 Q&A sessions on my Instagram this week, which is very wild to even say out loud. One of them I am doing with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. That one is going to be back to school themed, so all things managing school with a chronic illness. And then the second one is going to actually be next week, but for the questions are going to be next week. The questions are going to be answered next week. The second one is with Coloplast, the company that does my ostomy bags. And we're going to be talking about just managing chronic illness as a young adult in general and like how broad that can be. So yeah. For the people that were engaging and listened to me and you guys want to ask me more questions, I highly recommend following my Instagram. It's the same as my YouTube. So at WILDFLOUWIR. I'm 22. Exactly. Inflammatory bowel disease is not a rare disease at all. It's actually a common disease. So yeah, you never know. This is running a lot, so I'm trying to figure out the perfect moment that I want to take this off. And I get that a lot. Take that off and put on the new bag. Because it's just making a mess. I don't know if you guys can really see it, but it's making a mess tonight. It's very commonly and extremely painful if not treated properly. I, for the most part, have been treated properly, and it was still extremely painful. So, in general, if you have a moderate to severe case, even a mild case, honestly, it can still be very painful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, those Q&As will be happening on my Instagram in the next week or so. So feel free to submit questions when those open. So Crohn's disease is not hereditary. There is no definitive link saying that it's completely caused by like genes. They don't know what causes it right now. Right now it's just classified as an autoimmune disease. It's an inflammatory autoimmune disease. There's still active research being done in like what causes it, because it's one of those things that you can kind of get later on in life. There are infants that are born with it, so a lot of research is being done in that department. I hope your dad is doing well. I'm waiting for this to finish. Usually it's not this long, but I did eat like around the time that my body will start digesting stuff. All right, I think it's paused a little bit. I should be able to put on a new bag. Guys, oof, if this wasn't like a public platform where I would be like demonetized or can't like my whole channel would be deleted. Alright, sorry, I had to do that kind of fast because I don't want poop to get everywhere. Is it temporary? No, mine is permanent because I last year, May of last year, I got a Barbie butt surgery, which is what they do when they sew up your butthole. So mine isn't temporary. There are some people that have temporary ostomies. I have friends with temporary ostomies. But no, mine is permanent. I'm well over a year now, but I hit a year in May. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. I'm cleaning up now, but I can still see you guys' messages. I appreciate that. That's the thing, guys. I'm not in any pain. I was in a lot of pain before I decided to get my ostomy, but literally I've had over a 360 change in like how healthy I am, how much weight I've been able to keep on, foods I'm able to eat, things I'm able to do since getting my ostomy permanent. So that was one of the best decisions I ever made. The first best decision was deciding to get surgeries in general. And then I went through another surgical process called the J pouch, and that didn't work out for me. So deciding to get my permanent ostomy. Technically, no, it's not mainly hereditary. There's really only like it's a less than like 8%. I want to say it's 3, but don't quote me. As a mother, there's only a 3% chance that a mother can pass along Crohn's to their child. And I don't think there's really any significant correlation when it comes to fathers right now. Thank you. Trying to see if there's anything that I missed. Thank you. My mod did drop. Let me pin it. My Instagram right here. It won't let me pin it from Maybe my mod can pin it. Hold on. Yeah, no, it won't let me pin it. But my Q&As will be happening. Yeah, I don't know. I can do it from my computer, I know. I don't have my computer with me today. Those Q&As will be happening. Again, the first one is going to be on managing school life with the chronic illness, and then the second one, the school life one, is going to be through the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, which I'm a social media ambassador for and on the board of directors for. So that's really cool. And then the second one is going to be for Coloplast, which is the company that does my bags, the company that does my adhesive remover spray, the company that does my lubricating deodorant, the company that does my ostomy scissors, the company that does my ostomy supply bag, which is a mess right now. Love them down. So we're doing a Q&A on just being an adult. That's going to be live too, but the questions are going to be pre-approved. The best thing you guys can do is follow me on Instagram, and then when I post, do you guys have any questions? Put in your questions so we can see your questions. Yes, my mom is dropping all the educational things about my condition and everything right now as we get ready to wrap up. I don't know. I'm thinking about new videos I want to do on my page too. So if you guys have anything that you guys really want to see, just for hanging out with me for 36 minutes, let me know. You can either put them here and I'll read them, or you can comment them on my videos or anything like that. And I'll try to get around to it. Yes, let's go out with a bang. Let's see. Can we get to 50 likes? We should have more because there's about, some people just dropped off, but there was almost 200 people in here. And yeah, I don't mind answering a couple more questions before I leave, so drop them. I'm just cleaning up my mess. 34, okay. I dropped one of my wipes. Yes. I will say I'm fairly fair on this platform too. There's people that turn up their ads to be really aggressive. I keep mine fairly low. And I answer questions and I do all of that. I also, while people are still hanging out with me, I have a video going up this week that's actually with the same company, Coloplast, and we're talking about creative therapies, and for me, poetry. I got to do a session titled Poetry is Medicine, and I got really, I browsed the topic of narrative medicine, disability studies, the ethics and all of these things, and how we can use poetry and the creative arts to kind of heal alongside our chronic illness. So that was super fun. That entire session is posted on my YouTube feed and my YouTube video. So if you guys want to go check that out, it's there. But we're doing a video kind of recap of that a little bit. It's kind of summarizing some of the thoughts and sentiments from the session. That's going to be super fun. And that's going up on between tomorrow and Wednesday. There's some stuff that we're currently still tweaking with it, but yeah, that's super awesome, super cool. I've had a busy not busy week. For real. My hairstyle is just tied back right now because I didn't want it to get in my way, so I just used 2 pieces of my hair to tie it. I'm not gonna lie, I had a bonnet on before I did this. I have a thing. I don't like just having my hair out if I'm at home. Can we block these people, please? Adios. you. I guess you guys don't have any more questions, so I'm about to head off. Oh, never mind. Somebody already did it. Or I just did. Make sure you're following me on Instagram if you guys want to contribute to those Q&As or just in general because I post content on Instagram. And subscribe to my YouTube. Turn on the notification bell so you know when I go live. I go live changing my bag at least once a week. And I do watch parties for my media club. We're watching The Summer I Turned Pretty right now, season 3. And we're on the most recent episode. So I think that's going to be 7 on Wednesday. I forget which one we're on. It's either 6 or 7. So that happens every Wednesday at 8 p.m. if you guys ever want to come and hang out with us. And what else? I think that's pretty much all. Again, the subscriber goal is still in place. I extended it to the end of September. So if we hit 8K subscribers by the end of September, then you guys will help me name my stoma, which is really nice in the ostomy world. A lot of people name their stomas and they're so cute. And I don't have a name for mine yet, despite it being well over a year old. Yeah, well over a year old. This particular one, well over a year old. So yeah, we need to do that. And I wanted you guys to do that with me because you guys have been a big part of just this whole experience of having an ostomy and awareness and education and everything. So that's going to be super fun. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're being kind to yourself, listening to your body, drinking water. You're doing the best that you can, and you're gonna keep going. If you want to join my media club, my mod just dropped the link. And do me a favor. Once I end this live, go comment something on my video that you liked, something that you want to see, something you enjoyed, and I'll respond to you. I love doing that because it usually takes a while for the live to kind of generate back up on my page. So do it on any of my videos on my page. And I'll know that you guys came from this live, which is super cool. But I'll see you guys later. Bye.